Okay, figured I'd start this one early, if not at least on time, since I posted a sort of coming soon video yesterday. Like myself, that's crazy. Since I posted a coming soon video yesterday and just never ended up streaming, life got in the way, and that happens. So today, we're gonna be playing. Well, I'm gonna be playing Startraders Frontiers. I'll talk about the game as I go, and I'll give everybody a backdrop on the story. I just got this guy started so we could get his look out of the way and his ship all set up and stuff like that, but I'll explain it as I go. You haven't missed much. I'll go over a quick overview here of kind of the whole game, how it works, just in case you're coming here and you've never seen or played Startraders Frontiers. Thankfully, I was worried about this. There's nothing behind my camera here except my character's name up in the top left. So right up at the top, HP, I'm 98% sure that's either for my captain or my ship, probably my captain. Hull, that's for the ship for sure. We haven't named it yet. It's just a frontier liner. Eric Pillars, that's the name of the solar system we're in, part of a much larger galactic map. The date, you have to keep track of this in this game as the weeks fly by. It's kind of important. And your reputation, that just gives you your reputation for the current quadrant you're in. And the danger level. I'm not too sure if danger going up is high or danger being down is high. It seems just high all the time. If it's not out of 10, everything I've been to is 8 or 9. Bottom left, you've got how many credits you have and how much cargo capacity you've used and how much you have total. And then this is very, very old kind of retro style game here. You've got, thankfully, we've got tooltips, which is, not common in older games, especially old console games. Current missions, so it'll tell you what missions you have here, kind of like a game journal, how many years, weeks, and days you have left to complete them. It'll give you a deadline and allows you to set navigational waypoints. This is your known contacts. This whole game revolves around contacts. From these guys, you get missions, you can recruit better people for your crew, and you get bonuses on different starports. Known rumors, if you have any traits that get you rumors when you come into a system, they'll be shown there. And then factions and conflicts. So I've decided to start with the Cadar Syndicate. It tells you what there's a trade ban on, who they have it on with, so I'm a Startrader. It's right in the name. You can't trade goods between these two factions. Otherwise, there'll be a penalty. Somebody will get pissed off. And some of them will just outright not let you trade. There's so much more to this game, but I just kind of wanted to touch on to a couple basic screens you're going to see again and again. This is a solar system. This is kind of a larger galactic map. So the game is actually huge. It's not big compared to some games, like you might be thinking Sins of a Solar Empire, which is more of an RTS anyways, or Star Sector even. Very similar game in concept. But it's big enough given the pacing of this game. And I'm playing on a hard difficulty, which is kind of your intro difficulty. There's, your normal, like, easy, normal story, I'm pretty sure. But then there's hard, brutal, and impossible. So I've tried this about, I'm not even exaggerating here, 15 times on brutal and about 15 times on impossible. And I've kind of settled on hard as being where I want to, that's the perfect balance for difficulty and enjoyment for me. So let's get right into it here. I don't have any missions down here, and we just started the game. So when you come into this game, you're given a contract to navigate to this world, which is pretty sure it's one of the, near the capital anyway, of the Cadar Empire. Here, run by this guy, Callaghan Fane. He's one of the princes, at least. So I've been sent here to talk with Callaghan Fane. I brought an Arbiter over. His daughter is up on charges. I brought some, intergalactic judge by, and we quickly went and saw if we could find out if there was any evidence that his daughter was innocent. The only evidence we found was that his daughter was pretty guilty. And so you get a bunch of options here when you click on your contacts. I'm going to go and see if his temper's cooled down because he was not happy to hear that news. I'm glad to see. So if you've already read this stuff, this is one of the kind of entry faction, we'll call them a quest line. If you've already read this stuff and you're going playthrough again, playthrough, you can just skip all right there at the bottom. I've done it a lot, but I'll read it here. So, Captain, I'm glad to see you return. Let me apologize for my outburst. I should have known that Estelle would value her political neutrality over helping my family, even after all these years. I was aiming for the mustache. I could have worn a toque. I believe, my prince, that while she is hellbent on playing the impartiality card, she is not wrong. I don't even know if impartiality is a word. Atan Char holds compelling evidence against your daughter. So that's what we went to find. And we went to kind of disprove that. We have seen some of it ourselves. The Arbiter did leave a report with some details, enough to see what is coming. I can see that you're not done fighting, Prince Fane. No, far from it. Valencia's life is at stake today, but that won't be the end of it. Princess Atan's ambitions go far beyond that. This will be a trying time for the Fane cohort. I hope that you will stick by us now. There's much work to be done. This case is far from settled. So this is my opportunity to kind of talk to everybody in his court, and I can access this at any time from the contact menu. Hello. We have business at Callaghan Fane's court. So now this is where the game, despite its kind of simple appearance, it has a pretty in-depth political interaction system here. So if I start doing jobs kind of for any particular member of this family, the other ones won't be too keen on me helping other members of the family. You have these kind of inter-royal family politics going on. So I'm going to try and... We're going to start with the brother. We'll move our way across. I just really like his mustache. That is correct. I'm Callaghan's second son by adoption, as Val is his first daughter. It's interesting that he points that out. I'm his second son by adoption. Like, tell me you want the crown without telling me you want the crown. You know what I'm saying? Many welcomes, Startrader. My father has already thanked you, but let me extend my gratitude as well. This business with my sister, Val, is toxic. It needs to end quickly. Okay. It has landed your family in difficult political waters. Between us, it is toxic from within, Captain. It's just everybody in this family just giving up all of their innermost secrets to a complete stranger. In what way, Eric? Valencia is basically under house arrest. She's not under lock and key, only for her own protection. None of us know if we can trust her. Trust her. Trust her. If she were free to roam, what more damage might she do? Okay. So I could keep talking to him, or... So I believe this is her mother. I believe Zet is her mother. I could be wrong. Valencia is the daughter. This is the one who's actually being investigated here, tried. So the truth rocks I'm not turning out. Let's talk to her. Nothing new, Captain. This entire affair has been sinking into the bio-waste pit from the beginning. Bio-waste pit. We had hoped our tour with the Arbiter might fish it out. No such luck. I only wish I had smelled the stink earlier. What were you doing at the High Wind? For years, our cohort have been trying to reach an agreement with Atan Char over a technology exchange. Our Cadar scientists have developed a prototype of a high-efficiency hyperwarp engine. Say that 5 times fast. The meeting at the High Wind would have given the Fane cohort the first look at exactly what research they had to trade. Did you bomb? Just out with it, eh? Did you bomb the High Wind military installation? I'm glad we can be frank with each other. I give my word that I'm not responsible for the bombing. However, I could believe that a traitor aboard my ship, the Medusa, snuck multiple explosives onto the orbital station. If that ends up being the case, I had no knowledge of it at the time. And yet, I may suffer the retribution for it. You suspect a traitor. So you can really dig into this. So I'm going to see if I can just get a mission out of her at the very least. I'm sure that Prince Callaghan has this well in hand. I see. You think Callaghan will get to the bottom of this? You've seen where his play with the Arbiter got us already. Harsh. So the Arbiter was that kind of intergalactic space judge. Did not help. He will do everything he can to delay the case, but he can't stop what is coming. I did not orchestrate the bombing of the High Wind. That can only mean one thing. There was a traitor among my crew and another hand at play. You really want to get to the bottom of this? I need the help of an independent hand outside the court. That would be you, Startrader. She needs a hand because she is under house arrest. Okay, so we've kind of set this stage. We can get some missions from Valencia, trying to find maybe a traitor on her crew. We can get some missions from Eric Fane, possibly, you know, in the vein of discrediting his sister, you know, proving her innocence, but also making her unviable for the throne. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. And let's see what Zet Fane wants to do. Then we'll get to the spacefaring. I hope you've been listening and watching, Captain. It's easy to get caught up. Oh, first things first. The reason that everybody treats Startraders kind of like these, like why they're even allowed to interact with princes and royalty. The lore in this game, not extremely deep, but it's, I mean, it has the potential to be. So, more or less, because you live outside of a gravity well most of your life as a star captain, there's something in the lore here, some pseudoscience that basically says they outlive, you know, whole generations, because your contacts in this game can actually die of old age. But as a star trader living outside of gravity wells, something science fiction, and we can live for ostensibly hundreds of years. And so not only are most star traders, now I'm a brand new star trader, but not only are most star traders, you know, hundreds of years old compared to these people, hyper experienced and have a ton of sort of intergalactic political sway, they're some of the only people with ships. Now there are star traders who have, you know, signed on with these factions, etc., and become, you know, kind of permanent members of their navy. But for the most part, ships are a hereditary thing. So if you're a star trader, you pass that vessel down to your, you know, in this case, at the beginning of this game, no matter what start you have, you inherited it from your great uncle or something. And so based on that science fiction-y woo magic, your crew, your officers, and your captain in the grand scheme of the game do not really age compared to your contacts like Zet Fane, the whole Fane family here. They can all potentially die of old age. What do you think everyone is missing? Can you honestly say that you aren't skeptical about Eitan Char's likely story? Every single soul aboard the High Wind died. Every last record of the secret and potentially illegal research was lost. Not a stitch was recovered or backed up elsewhere. Now that you mention it. But no one is paying attention because there is a legal case and a threat to Valencia's life. What do you think Eitan is trying to hide? Is it too far-fetched that she bombed her own orbital to make the research disappear? Very elaborate, but only as far-fetched as the claim that the research was completely lost. Or perhaps the entire plan was to make Aldo Bastille disappear. The chief scientist, Bastille, you think he didn't die? I kind of remember this. This guy's some super genius. Hyperbole when you hear about the most brilliant man in a generation, not with Bastille. This is no exaggeration. What if he was spirited away to a secret laboratory where he can work out of sight? You have a lot of conspiracy theories, because I'm looking past the front and their big, loud legal case. It's a distraction. Your conspiracy theory is weak. What do you propose we do about it? We need to find proof. This is where you come in, Captain. I need you to revisit the world while the high wind went down. A little clandestine spying. We might pick up a lead on whatever Char is trying to hide. I will pay from my own treasury for your work. So she's offered me a story mission. Okay. I think I can probably yank the potential for a story mission out of each and every one of these. So I'm going to see if I can get through this. Speak clearly. My crew started to jump ship at every turn. It was not a surprise. The only returning with me would mean prison. Prison bars? It can't be this. I feel like they make your character pretty obtuse. Every crew member who stuck with me has been detained and interrogated since my return. My father's intelligence corps is looking for a culprit. By all accounts, someone aboard your ship is responsible for the bombing. So they are all suspects. Except that the guilty crew would have jumped ship long before our return. Algan has people looking for them, but his hands are tied. He has to play by the rules, else risk the case going up in flames. We couldn't track that many people even if we tried. I mean, at least he's straightforward. I'm thinking of one man of particular interest. His name is Calbay Damore. Why him? I've known for some time that he is a Hana agent. The independent revolutionaries? The one and only. Some would flat out call them terrorists. Terrorizers. Tell us everything. We will find your man. Why would the Hana... I don't actually care about any of that. So we're just going to go... Tell us everything. 2 leads. I know the world where he split from my crew. He used to work for a smuggler. I know the Hana were behind the bombing. If we had proof of that. Okay, so now we have a mission from her, and the last mission we're gonna snag. So we have a mission from Valencia, a mission from Zet. I'm just gonna get all the missions so I have them as options here. These stories are killing me. A duel of assassins. Okay, so he's convinced that his sister Valencia, sister-in-law Valencia, she's gonna die. Underestimated me. I need to start. So this guy's already planning revenge, and I don't want to listen to all this. But let's just get the Cole's notes. A10 Char. She accepts compensation. Blow to Fane. Death court. Yada yada yada. Both sides. Why do you think you have such a case? I do in fact have a case. Okay, so anyways, let's just... Holy smokes. Okay, I'm gonna condense this for you. My man Eric Fane wants to... He doesn't care about Valencia at all. At all. So now I have a ton of missions offered from these family members, and this is all going to be highlighted by this storybook, which tells me that, you know, it's part of the story, whatever form that takes. If I do this mission or this mission or this mission or potentially all of them, it will have an effect on the story of this Prince Algan Fane, and he'll be the last guy I'm going to talk to in here. We must fight 2 battles. We must meet Princess Char head-on in legal court. We will slow her down. We must work to petition the higher, saner powers of both our factions. Oh, so he's not actually like the leader of the Cadar. Steelsong leadership may be hard to convince, but if Steelsong is the other clan. But if they see they will come out on the short end of a duel of assassins, they may demand Princess Char accept. So this duel of assassins, which I maybe should have read through, was what the brother was going to explain. But essentially, you go get some kind of imperial permission to just send a bunch of murderous assassins after somebody in the other family, and it's kind of, you know, fair game. Whatever happens, and it's legal. That's how I'm interpreting it, which is awesome. The destinations are not near, Captain. I will pay well for the work. You'll need to move quickly and without much delay. Okay. So now we've got a ton of missions that we can choose here, and this one is Calgan Fane. Now this pays 145,000 credits. So not a lot of these battles, early battles, now this is hard, are too bad, but I need to build up fame or reputation with this, with as many contacts as I can quickly. So basically, my plan here, as we're getting started, finally gonna get out in the ship, see the world, quickly introduce you to the crew. My captain is behind my head. But we have our doctor, we have our engineer, and our quartermaster. And then everybody beyond that are junior crew members. This game is so deep, I could probably just spend an hour and a half talking about all the unique details. Instead, I'm going to play, and as we come up to them, I'll explain them. So I'm going to... It is called Startrader Frontier. So I'm going to see if I can make sure we have a full cargo hold before we leave. So whatever planet or system we end up in, there's a chance that we'll be able to sell those goods and turn a profit at the same time. So spice, now this is legal with permit. I only have a spice trader's permit with the Cadar, which is the faction I'm with. You have to buy permits from contacts that hold a high rank in the empire or faction you're trying to trade in. Other than that, this is where you do all your stuff at spaceports. Refuel, make sure your crew's repaired, recruit new crew members, repaired, make sure your crew's treated by your doctor, pay everybody's wages, spice haul, people can just go in there and bang rails of spice and feel amazing. And then repair, no repairs needed. So we're gonna refuel, and it's water and fuel, or water fuel, I don't know. It's called water fuel, but I'm pretty sure everybody's morale starts dropping when you're out of water fuel, so I'm pretty sure it's just water and fuel that you're restocking on. I don't think these ships run on the hydrogen fuel cell. And before we leave, we're going to take this 7 jump mission here, just because it pays a ton at the end. Oh, whose is this? Who's Zetfane? Hyperion loop. And so another thing you can do is you can try and line up your mission destination. So if you can find one, say conspiracy in motion here, our first stop is Hyperion loop. If I could actually just take a couple more missions, but I can't because I'm maxed out, and the first step was Hyperion loop or something, then that would be the best kind of play. Try and stack your mission destinations. I'm gonna try these actually before we get going anywhere. Winning compromise talent. So I've played this game just an unseemly amount in the past 2 days, and I've never ever had it crash. So we may have to skip some stuff here to get back to exactly where we just were. Let's see here. Oh no, no. We're good. We're good. I'm just gonna boop. Boop. And we don't have anything to report. We are considering. We know what needs to be done. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, everything. We're exactly where we were. This game has a wicked autosave feature. And I'm also very happy that it loads in so quickly. Okay, let's try this again. And it even held that mission accept. Huh. Okay, so what I just did there was I accepted 2 missions, and they're local missions, which means there's no hyper jumps required. Means I should not have to leave the system. AU, that's the distance away. So I'm just going to click navigate. Now, as we're moving, so time up here at the top, it's basically 52 weeks in a year, 7 days in a week. A year is 520 turns, a week is 10 turns, and a day is 1.4 hours. You get the idea. So your date is up there. You need to kind of pay attention to the time, and down in the bottom right, this is what's going on all the time, because if you look up at the top and you look down at the bottom right, you know, time is passing incredibly quickly. So there's a lot going on, and these aren't always going to be positive. These are positive right now, but it's using abilities. So right here, it says 1 saving talent in reserve at time of test. This is, you know, 3 saving talents in reserve at time of test. Each member of your crew, as they level up, gets a whole set of talents. You can do such a deep dive on customizing your crew if you want to. I just kind of let them figure it out, but you could spend, you know, all day leveling each individual crew member and making sure they have the exact skill combination that you want. Some affect just flying through outer space, random encounters. Other ones are going to affect in actual combat, whether that's ship-to-ship combat or when you're boarding an enemy vessel. So we've arrived on the large desert world of Zendu with hard vacuum atmo. And it's a Cadar syndicate luxury population planet with no atmosphere. And this indicates that we have a mission here. You can patrol a planet, which it's not the planet. You're kind of patrolling the shipping lanes to and from, which brings up kind of a random card deck here. This game is so many games packed into one game. It's awesome, and you'll see more of this. So we have kind of a randomized card deck experience here. If I patrol this, it's based on a bunch of factors. But if I patrol this, then I can potentially end up with any one of these. Plus 3 to 6 rep and face a smuggler, which would be a ship. 10 to 20 damage to my crew. Could be a pirate, merchant, local marines. Swoop in to drive off a pirate who is raiding. So face a pirate. Both of these are face. I'm not interested in patrolling or helping anybody. You can blockade, hunt merchants and smugglers as you raid the shipping lanes and dodge the local navy. I'm also not a pirate. This playthrough, I'm a merchant or spy. We could try and spy. But we're not going to do any of those things. We're going to head down to the planet, refuel, and refill our water. And thankfully, both missions actually ended up being here on this planet. Both the missions I just took, which is super fortunate. I could have checked it to make sure. I didn't care whether or not they were both on this planet or both just in the same solar system. You'll have to check down here every time you stop as well to pay crew wages. So every time you're turning in a mission, you get a lot of options. This game is just chock full of options. I grew up playing text-based games, which, you know, involved a lot of reading and a lot of decision making. So, this is part of my mission. We are here to welcome a new passenger, the archivist Zalatar, aboard our ship. When she's aboard, we must safeguard the good archivist to Vorin. So I can meet her, I can do a diplomatic meeting. It takes a bit longer, but there's a reputation boost. I can meet her in a spice hall, and it'll boost the morale of my crew. So kind of depending on your needs, or security checkpoint. If I was in maybe a hostile area, I would choose security checkpoint to try and mitigate any random kidnapping, interference, something like that. But I'm just going to go with a diplomatic meeting. See, the downside is that it takes extra time. You can't see it behind my camera here, but it says, while it took 5 days, we were able to gain the required permit to visit the palace. The meeting was quick and relatively quiet, but still visible at such a high hall. We gained an additional plus 3 rep for the fuss, even if it took a little longer. So you basically live and die on your reputation and your relationship with contacts in this game. And as well, because I'm representing Callaghan Fane, that prince from Cadar, he's gaining influence, which can only help me. And crew wages. You have to keep an eye on your credits and try and make the best decisions you can with paying your crew, buying new gear, buying new equipment for your ship, etc., and also refueling prices. So every starport sells water fuel. You can get a quick reference basically here, kind of like school marks, C minus. You know, you've got A through C minus, I think down to D. But this is the rating compared to the galactic average, basically. So galactic average is 15. These people are selling their water fuel for 21. So I'm getting gouged here, but your ships don't have a ton of range. So you kind of have to, beggars can't be choosers. A lot of the time, it's not so crippling that I don't buy it where I'm at. But sometimes, if there's another planet close by and I know it'll be cheaper, I will do that. Okay. So, now I think we just have to get back to the palace. And down at the bottom of the screen, we can see our... Ooh, pirate. So this is a Steel Song pirate. And... he wants to fight. So listen, as much as I like this game, we might die. Our engine agility has an edge. But everything else, he's basically got me beat on. This is what I mean. This game is a combination of a ton of games. This is the ship battle, which is awesome. Now, I'm going to shoot at this dude and try and run away. So I'm going to use Elusive Barrage, which... minus 15 range change if I hit him with my weapon. And I'm going to fire one weapon, and that should leave me with a ton of ability to escape. So your moveset's determined by reactor points. So I'm going to try and run away here. So this is me choosing my movement direction. I have no idea what he's doing. I'm pretty sure he's going to try and kill me. Escaped. Okay. So just as an example, like, he already hit me with 2 terrible negative modifiers, and he was faster than me. Okay, so I barely got away from that fight. But we're playing on hard early game right now until I get the kind of the weapon upgrades that I need and the crew upgrades that I need. We're gonna have to, you know, dip, duck, dodge, dive, and dodge until I've generated enough credits to buy the necessary equipment. And I'm going to show you what that looks like here once we turn in this mission. Diplomatic delivery. Prince Callaghan Fane's local agents graciously welcomed us at the palace, and we accomplished our business with the ceremony and spectacle it deserved. We gained an additional +3 rep for the fuss, even if it took a little longer. As departed our ship, 8,300, lots of rep with Syndicate, lots of rep with Callaghan Fane, and he gained influence through our actions. Water fuel is B-, so this is cheap here. 14, galactic average is 15. Healed 2 crew members. Now, that's going to be a result of when we took those hits in the combat. Your crew members are always going to take damage when your ship takes damage. I've got to repair 5 items and pay the crew their wages. Quartermaster got to level up. This is what I was talking about. You could spend all day on each individual member of your crew and try and make them perfect for whatever it is you're doing. You could metagame the heck out of this. Tinker Kinsey, however, he's the quartermaster, and we're just going to keep on beefing up his quartermaster level. And I'll show you why. Under talents, he's going to be able to access certain quartermaster talents based on his level. So the max is level 11. So until I get him to quartermaster level 11, I'm basically not going to put him in. Your officers can have 3 jobs. Which all that's saying is it gives them access to 3 different skill trees. This would be 1 skill tree for quartermaster up to level 11. And so I'm going to try and get his quartermaster up so I can utilize as many of these kind of higher level quartermaster traits as I can. That might even mean saving talent points until he levels up. Because there's no prerequisite talent necessarily, like knows 2 talents of this type, I'm inevitably going to get, you know, at least 2. And it's as simple as that. Usually for junior crew, I go up here to auto train and just click auto train. You can also, I mean, I could go on and on like I was saying, but you can also customize the way every single crew member looks. Let's go to Jigsaw Barons. He's our crew swordsman. Make him look a little more swordsman-y. I've got one in mind. Oh, that's pretty sort. That right there. Ooh, is that better? He's the crew swordsman. What should he wear for a hat? I mean... Oh, I like that. Jigsaw Barons. Eyewear. Oh. Now we're cooking with gas. So anyways, your crew members, same. They have one job. His will be swordsman. But they still get talents. I mean, all the way up to the same level threshold and everything. So your crew members can become extremely valuable as well. However, you can lose them at the drop of a hat if you run into 1 or 2 situations that are generally random that make their morale low. And like I was saying, we don't have a spice permit with other factions. However, there are independent factions that will buy it. I'm just going to stick with what's legal. I'm going to fill the hull with Cambronite ore and maybe Ursulite ore. So again, price per unit, it's given a quick visual indicator of whether or not it's a good price for what you're getting. And you can click view demand. It'll show the demand for different items in this particular system. Now, as best I can tell, I don't know that there's a way to access. You can check this here, which is the Star Atlas, right down here, which gives you an idea, I guess. If you've been there, it'll tell you, as we visited this zone recently, these economic estimates are up to date. So if you've been to the planet, it'll kind of tell you what they're looking for, what grade they're willing to pay for certain things, etc. But you do have to actually visit the worlds. However, I think it's worth writing it down. There's no means in game, so you're gonna have to use a notepad on your desktop or something. But I think it's worth writing down good trade routes as you find them, because I've found that they're generally the same or similar enough. Always try and fill your cargo bay between destinations, whether you're doing missions or otherwise. It's always better, I've found, than heading anywhere empty-handed. That said, oh, do I have business there? Huh. No. I'm just gonna, can I accept all these, or is it gonna, oh, Conspiracy in motion. I'm accepting absolutely everything. This might not work out. We're gonna see what we can do. So first is Hyperion Loop. No hyperwarp jumps, and then Hyperion Loop. Okay, we'll start with admissible evidence then. No hyperwarp jumps, new script. I think we're gonna do these two first. That's gonna be hard, actually. That's gonna be really hard. There's no fast forward. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can pan around the map. There's no way to see whether there's other ships in your vicinity. I kind of like the, you know, Final Fantasy-esque random encounter thing. And if you note, if you saw that there, every time you land on a planet, one of your crew members really has something, you know, very serious to say about your destination. And at any time, if you're unsure what to do with the screen you're on, down here, there's a button called Consult Officers. Guidance and warnings about the ship and crew. Use patrol to join a defense of a local traffic in order to gain favor with the local. It just, you know, it'll run you through the buttons, and then your officers pop up and remind you of some things. It can have major impacts on conflicts and contacts. The danger, size, military, starport, and planet will determine how difficult these games are for each world. They even refer to them as games. A clever Startrader can manipulate factions, contacts, missions, and conflicts using these games. I haven't really dug that deeply into the political machinations, but I intend to. This game is consuming an inordinate amount of my life lately. We're gonna refuel. It's kind of my first step on every planet and check whether or not we're making profit. I don't get caught up in the amount. I try to sell off and buy new at every stop. So we're gonna make 9. Ooh, okay, never mind. We're not gonna make anything. So this is what I'm talking about down here. The trade ban. This trade will violate the galactic trade ban between Cadar and Steel Song, and you'll incur a big rep loss. We're just trying to avoid rep loss at every chance. We're going to stick with our mission for now. And I have another contact here. It's always worth it to try and build up a rapport with the contact. If I can do another mission in here before I leave, then that's what I'm going to try. Conflict, trade ban. Wow, these are terrible rates for money. This one's to Hyperion Loop, though. We have a couple to Hyperion Loop already. Ooh, judge safe. There are many who would rather never arrive. I'll do it, I think. Okay. I'm only going to take that one mission anyways. And hopefully... So this is one of my contacts. She's a spice trader. When you're creating a character initially, like an archetype, how to start the game, they come with a certain amount of contacts. Now, I created merchant. There actually isn't a merchant class. If there's enough interest in this stream and in this game at any point, then I'll just go ahead and make a whole video on, you know, right from the beginning, creating a character all the way through. Just the slow drag of the early game. But in the meantime, we're gonna... This is no hyper warp jumps. We're gonna pick up a passenger, and then we are headed to Hyperion Loop, which will be the next star system. I should name the ship. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Big Red. It's a big red ship. I don't know. The graphs down there pay how much for a bath? Get your rebreather. We have struck a blow against Steel Song. So a lot of what we're doing right now for the Cadar Syndicate, which is the kind of the faction we're with, is harming the reputation of their adversary, which is the Steel Song clan. I kind of want every member of my officer crew to wear a toque. Perfect. Because, like, we're a trading vessel, right? We're not some military vessels, so we need to make everybody kind of... Ooh, but his hat is very engineery. And his uniform is very engineery. We can find a little more. Whoa, too many bullets. Too many bullets. You know what? I don't mind that, actually. Yeah, no, I don't mind that. No, he's got to have a toque. Gotta have a toque. Yeah. Officer crew, they all have toques. Maybe they keep the bridge extra frosty. They keep it air conditioned. Keep everybody on their toes. Okay, but we have everything we need. This needs to go to Hyperion Loop. This needs to go to Hyperion Loop. This needs to go to Hyperion Loop. And this one eventually needs to go to Nuskarat Chaos. What do I have to do here? Facing suspicion. 2 jumps. Oh, that's jumps though. Okay, we'll get to that. Get to that. We have 2 years to complete that mission. Okay, so we have 46 range, 18 AU to the gate. I'm actually going to make an unplanned stop. There's also a mission marker here that I might have missed. Wow. Wow. What's happening here? The last time Valencia saw Calbe Demore, he was disappearing into the spice hall on Illyria. We could try to pick up his trail. Do we knock some heads? Do we pay to play? Or do we records sleuth? Any sailor or spacer who passes through a world leaves some kind of a trail in the multitude of record systems. By poking around, we could certainly find traces of Calb and where he might have gone. Now these kind of conversational decisions are based entirely on your skills, so it's really easy to find out which one is going to work the best. I have apparently 24 electronics skill on my crew, plus 21 captain's wisdom. So we're going to go with the record sleuth, and it's kind of like a roll, I guess. You'll see here in a sec. Some good detective work has paid off. Everyone leaves traces. You just have to know how to find them. Tinker Kinsey, the quartermaster, the most reliable man on the ship. Calb didn't stay long. He got off world as fast as he could, like he was running from something, says Dr. Andato. In fact, he is. Us. Okay, so skill save. Rolled our skill. 24 strong dice and half our attribute. Versus the opposition's 6 strong and 10 standard. We passed it. So... He quickly took passage on a merchant ship heading to a nearby system. Luckily, he was forced to write down a destination address by the dockmaster on duty, so we also know the name of the boarding house where we might find the spacer. We lost 9 rep with the Hana Collective. They're onto us. They know we're looking into it. We're going to see if we can sell some cargo here. Oh, man. So this is best case scenario, but it will break the trade ban. Okay. Still can't get involved. We're not being very good Startraders. And if you're wondering why I haven't purchased any brand new equipment yet, I will show you quickly. So upgrade ship. Right now we have a lot of level 1s to some level 3s for ship quarters, things like that, which is all well and good. Our first upgrade is absolutely going to be our weapons locker. However, if I go up here to filter, height match, and go to weapons locker, to get the next one is 58.5, but you get a fraction of that cost back when replacing it. So I'm actually going to just wait until I have 182,000, and I'm going to buy weapons locker A5. That's the goal here. Or greater. I think there's a 6. I think there's a 6. I hope there's a 6. And if there is, that's the route we're going to go. Now, weapons locker, what that does is that gives your crew equipment. An indie military officer, level 6. Closely matched captain's ability. However, everything else is risky or razor thin. Risky means they have an edge. So I could demand some tribute, but instead I'm just going to retreat. It doesn't hurt your kind of faction standing if you retreat, if they're in a positive mood, I guess. Conatic Rosendante. Reads charts talent. Prevented a navigation test. Skill test failure. Awesome random name generator. Okay, so we have a couple missions to turn in this system. One looks like it is here where we're headed. Ask you, and we're going to go to the nearest one. Before my reputation is too bad with the Steel Song, I'm going to abuse the ability to refuel and stuff. So because my reputation is so bad, they're refusing me medical services and denying me ship repairs and every other function of an actual city. So I'm actually a level 6 merchant and a level 1 diplomat. I just wanted the huge boost in negotiate skill. Inker Kinsey, Quartermaster. Admissible evidence. Okay, so perfect place to set an ambush. This is BS. I'm gonna delay in the starport. So I'll read this out here. Can't see kind of portion of it behind my head, but the court and judge on Huffington Heights are waiting for the feign evidence before proceeding. If we delay, the deadline to present the first round of evidence will pass, and the judge will move on without Fane's input. We are here to leave the data cube in the hands of our waiting allies, so I'm going to delay in the starport. Forcing the local authorities to come to our ship to legally take the data cube into their custody is a safe option, but it is both a political insult and may take weeks. Whereas I could do a strained delivery, we can agree to meet the local authorities in the spice hall at the bar, okay, to hand over the data cube, but it is the perfect place to set an ambush. Try again? Negative. We're going to delay in the spaceport. Marcus Tamura. The evidence has been delivered, Captain. Dr. Endato, did you see the judge sneering at us? Do you think there's any hope for a fair trial? We are foreigners from another faction, from another quadrant. We were treated like the enemy. Arbiter Brockstrom was right. Without some oversight, this legal case will be a farce, regardless of who is truly guilty. Hurtled on our ship, we waited for 2 weeks and 1 day before the local authorities deigned to send a security detail to legally accept the delivery of the data cube. Without plausible deniability, the data cube cannot be lost now, but costs us -3 rep in the end. Shh. Get some, Steel Song. Deigned. The local authorities deigned. Good use of the word. It's not when you hear that often these. Decided to. Bothered to get to. I'm going to go to... So this is kind of tough. We're going to have to plan this because of the... Soon we're not going to be able to get fuel. I think what I'll do is I'll go to Ask You. Ask me what? And then I'm going to head to Chesserate and then down to Steel Song Parima. We might be able to actually part with our cargo on the way to Ask You here. However, I will be right back. I'm going to take a small break. So, oh, wait. That's what I was talking about. See down the bottom right here? It's not always positive when you're traveling through outer space. Accident with a power loader. Failed ship ops test. So somebody in my crew sucks at their job. And there were no saving talents in reserve at the time of the test, because saving talents take 3 to 6 to 9 weeks to refresh, right? If they're used by a certain member of your crew. That cost me 1 additional fuel. Ship suffered 56 component damage, and a crew takes 11 hits for up to 6 damage each. Sometimes that costs you crew morale, like a lot of crew morale. And this is a completely different syndicate, a completely different corporation in space. ST, my heart hangs heavy for the loss of the con. Life has no meaning to me now. I feel purposeless and desolate. My grief is boundless. Your grief is boundless. What about my grief? No, I was actually, you know what? I felt so silly. I completely forgot. For somebody who's played that game as much as I have, I completely forgot that the fishmen ate people. Okay, we're not going to sell it here. We could sell it here, and there's no trade ban, but our price per unit is F. F for fail. F for not happening. F for I'm actually going to lose money on every single one of those items, so I'm not going to sell anything here. We're just going to turn in this mission. Marcus Tamura, imagine this guy rolls up on you asking questions. No, thank you. Eye patch, toque. Didn't take much asking around to find the boarding house, but we also got a stiff warning about the place. It is known to be a den of Hunna operatives. Why is my doctor and my engineer, why are they, this is legitimately Star Trek. Your away teams are your most crucial crew members that you have. It's silly. Best to keep your enemies close, as they say. Oh, this isn't the kind of place where we can ask around or knock some heads. Our only option is going to be a swift strike. Okay, all right. So we will face our enemy in close, personal, and deadly combat. Now, here's the problem. My captain, useless. So we're going to go with Jigsaw Barons as our front man. Binky McManus as our rear lady. Ejwin Ramius as our second slot. Sergei Decane, an old-timey pistolier who should have retired 7 years ago. I was gonna go B and stuff, but I'm into it now. We'll have to hang out. Okay, all right. Our first option is gonna be Sergei Decane. We're gonna hit him with a pinning shot. If I can pin her in place, I think that pins her in place. Pins target. Perfect. So if it pins the target, she's useless in the front row. She's a rifleman. She can't do much up there. Now, based on initiative, it is Binky McManus's turn. Time to deal some sweet, sweet justice. This is again what I was talking about. This game is so many games in one. This is a very similar fight system. If you've ever played like row-style fight battle games, oh, what's a good one? Darkest Dungeon? Darkest Dungeon's a great comparison to this. Wow, who do we have up here? Who are you? Shock Trooper. Rapid Bandage. No way, I didn't even know that was a skill Shock Troopers could have. Boom! Just shotgun you in the face. Okay. I do believe that Jigsaw Barons, what a wicked name, by the way, can attack from back here. We're definitely aiming for some strange targets here. Got him. Rapid Bandage. Try that. I should try that just in case I aim for him. Gives him a bunch of buffs as well. Okay, now this is on hard. If we were playing on impossible right now, and like I said, I played this game to death on impossible, it would not be going this well. Also, a lot of people I've seen play this game actually have their captain, like your main character, as a fighter in the front line. Now, I didn't check if they were playing Iron Man, but because I'm playing a merchant, I kind of send my crew. You know, I'm the diplomatic merchant captain here. I send my crew to do my fighting for me, but there are. You can put your captain right in the mix if you decide to build like a very close combat captain, and you can even design your ship and your crew around abilities that if you get ambushed in outer space, that you can just close with the enemy and board their ship. So there's a ton of potential to play this game in a million different ways. Search the place thoroughly and be quick about it. Local security will be here shortly. We've got something, Captain. There's a stash of small data cubes and record scrolls here. Grab everything. We'll analyze it back on our ship. Hurry now. Faction defense forces will confiscate all this stuff if we give them a chance. The Hunna are surprisingly well equipped. However, their security is lax. Bound for a stretch of uninhabited wilderness. He's an outlaw in the land, hiding from the law and his past. Just kicking in gang hideout doors, shooting the place up, delivering sweet justice to all those who stand in our way. Okay, 160,000 credits. We're almost there for the weapons locker. So close. I almost want to go for the one just below it. We gotta hold out though. Ooh, I didn't check. So this is a wilderness. Okay, we're gonna try something here. We can explore any kind of wilderness, and it brings up a card game. Now, 4 of these are positive. 1 of these is negative. Do it. Hey! One more time. Ooh. Doing it. Pirate combat. I bet you we get pirate combat. Oh. Okay. And our sweep of the surface. Okay, I'll be 2 seconds here. I'm gonna take this opportunity. I want, if you're hanging out, if you're checking out the game, throw in the chat whether or not you think we should explore again. There's a chance for Xeno combat, which is fighting aliens, which I really don't want to do, and pirate combat, which looks difficult. But you could do that. Let me know. If not, I'll decide when I get back whether or not I want to actually hit this explore and risk it for the biscuit or not. Okay. Get everybody involved here. Somebody asked me the other day if there's a certain way that I open cans. They sound, you know, extra commercially. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing it. I bet you we get shredding sand and howling winds. There's no real benefit for this except for what you see. This could actually go really poorly. I hope we get pirates. Oh, we didn't get pirates. Boy, don't put stuff out into the universe. I really wish it would tell you who got hurt. That's kind of... So this would be really sweet. Let's do it. Come on. Oh. Saved by a talent, and I got 99 experience. No, I'm not doing it. We're getting out of there. Too many negatives. Okay. Moving on. Conspiracy in motion. We were going to head to Chesserate first, but we don't... Oh, yeah, I'm gonna try to get rid of the cargo before we get ambushed here. ST, is Xeno Combat likely game over? So, Xeno Combat is likely game over early game, but not while exploring. I should be specific here. Not while exploring. My captain was not in that combat. If your captain dies, it's game over. Because only on hard and greater, there's a... And even having said that, in combat like that, there's a low chance that your captain gets killed permanently. He can get injured or something. Every time my captain's died, the game has ended. But Xenos are hard. It's exactly what you think. They're kind of, you know, aliens. And I can't sell any of this here either. Okay. And this is super expensive. 24. Oof. Now, I wonder, I think I can check the price if I've been to different places. No, I can't. Well, I can, ooh, I kind of can. I kind of kind of check. So sells, but I don't see fuel here. Oh, it tells me right there. It tells me right there, water fuel, 26 per unit, 23 per unit. Okay, whatever. It's really expensive in this system. Okay, we're gonna make our way down to Steel Song Prima, where our final mission in this sector... Oh no, I lied. There's another mission right up there. Yeah, we'll see some Xeno combat. So basically what I'm trying to do is build a buffer between my captain and death. Because he's a merchant and a diplomat right here. Not a fighter. Well, that's why we have the gang down here. We've got Edwin Ramus. I don't actually know if Edwin is a... Are you a boy or a girl? It's a girl. Okay, so Edwin. Let's rename her. This is another thing you can do. We're going to call her Edgy. Edgy the Trooper. Done. And we'll definitely go back to the... So I'm trying to make all my shock troopers look like they're wearing heavy armor. I should just make all my kind of fighters, anybody on the front line, look like they're wearing heavy armor, I think. All we've got kind of for the fighters you just saw, Serge Decane, Cassie Afterbitch, Binky McManus. I am never changing that name. Binky needs a helmet for sure. So this is another thing you can get. There are so many layers to this game, and I don't know about you, but I love a good customization feature in any game, and the fact that I get to customize all my troopers is insane. So Binky McManus, Edgy the Trooper, Cassie Afterbays, and Jigsaw Barons. Now I like this outfit, but he needs something a little more sleek and militant, right? Ooh, I like the white armor for the swordsman. The blue? Yeah, maybe he wears the blue. Okay, and then we swap to the blue goggles with the red hat. Jigsaw Barons. Junior crew, swordsman. Another thing I don't know is whether or not your junior crew can actually get promoted to officer, because that would be double awesome. Every shadow holds a dagger. I often wonder why some of the crew says what they say. Spying is an aggressive action in which we steal intelligence. So there's a mission in this spying, apparently. So let's try it. If we get smuggler ship, I'm not sure I'll actually be able to win. Okay, great, awesome, neat. Okay, let's. Oh, he's a little guy. I might. Risky, razor thin, risky, razor thin, risky, razor thin. Huh. So I feel like he's a lot better than me. So we're just gonna leave. I'm gonna bribe him again, and then we're gonna leave. Safe. Oh man, this is brutal. If we get powerful and unexpected ship, we might not do well. Ah, boy. I'll take a merchant ship, bribe them to, and retreat. Now, every single time you spy, your chance for mission success goes up. And I have absolutely zero idea what helps during spying. Let's check that out right now, actually. Like, what would give you, what do we think here? Bounty Hunter? Does Bounty Hunter give you any perks that are, wow, I don't know how to check. Talents. Go all talent. Do we have anybody who is a bounty hunter or anything like that? Like, who gives you the ability to help in spying? What do we think? E-tech? Electronics tech? When spying, learn a rumor. Okay, that's... Listening post. ECM surge, that's sick. Disables? Oh, debuffs launched enemy craft. Reroll a risk card. Wide sweep. Okay, so there's some bonuses you can get. Clink of credits when spying in orbit. Replace a risk card with a credit skim. Oh, wow. You could make a whole spy character if, when, not if, when this guy dies, I might make a spy. Let's keep trying here. Conflict score for Cadar. Oh, awesome. Awesome. I mean, not what we wanted, but good. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Save it. Okay, so there we go. We used to save. I don't know if we have another one of these. Now, spying is not a bad way to gain experience. Oof. A hostile Mocklenu bounty hunter suddenly lights up our sensors. We're running away if we can. Submit to inspection. Now, hold on a sec. These people don't hate us. Our mission cargo will be inspected. Yeah. So go ahead. Do your thing. As elected to surrender. Protected by trade permit. Crew. Perfect. Okay. So everything's coming up Millhouse, but that should highlight how quickly this game can come to an end in ways that you don't expect. That ship would have destroyed me. And even if your ship is strong, when you get unexpected strong ship, it's generally stronger than yours. I have no idea what intel records are for. I think I can sell them. Greater chances this time. Come on. Nailed it. 34% is, while it seems low, I think usually if you get to 34, you've got it. The records are very clear about one thing, Captain. There was absolute chaos after the explosion at the High Wind. Bedlam. No one had any idea what happened. Ships of all sizes rushed to help. So if the Atan Char did this herself, she did it in cold blood. No one knew, and she let it be a true disaster. That'd be ice cold. It would speak volumes of how dangerous Char can be. What else did we find? The official records state there were no survivors, not even a single one. However, they left some traces. I would have expected more from Steel Song. We discovered an outdated routing satellite hanging in orbit. It's not even plugged into their comms net anymore, but it's still recording all service-bound traffic. We jammed it pretty hard and tricked it into broadcasting the records for the day of the bombing. It matches the official record when it comes to Valencia's arrival and her departure minutes before the explosion. But the old satellite has one routing record that is missing from the official records for the day. This is where it gets interesting, I imagine. The satellite recorded a merchant ship, the Mercurial, which intercepted an escape pod from High Wind with 7 survivors. All were badly wounded, and the Mercurial was granted immediate clearance to land. Upon landing, the survivors were rushed to... Imagine 3 people talking to you and then taking turns to finish each other's sentences. Like, just jam an HB number 2 pencil in my ear. You know? Come together, figure out a story, elect one. Upon landing, the survivors were rushed to a hospital called the Udrave Medical Enclave. It would take someone high up in the government, military, or intelligence corps to make so many records disappear like that. Every other official record, including the starport, omits the Mercurial's landing. It's the first real clue we have. Perhaps Set's theories aren't as crazy as they sound. Like, man, the dialogue for your captain is so bland. It's like, it's very Captain Kirk. You know, he's getting by on the skin of his teeth, has zero right to be a starship captain, one of the few in the universe. Okay. We still have a mission here. Boy, we have to look for more. Okay, what did that say? You know what? Doesn't matter. Varied results. It was a bounty hunter trick. Respond to a desperate distress signal. This could have gone awesome. Instead, it went terribly. Fight. Do we have to fight? Okay, we have an engine advantage. We're gonna try and fight it and run. I don't know what else to tell you here. This could end badly. Look, if we cannot, I don't know. I think we just keep trying to retreat, but if they blow up the ship, game over. Okay, now he's got elusive barrage, which gives him negative 15 range change. So he was flying at me, I was flying away. However, I have negative 10 escape and negative 20 escape. Holy smokes. I don't have any way to wipe those negative modifiers. I don't think we'll be able to get away. And they have a bigger crew. This is game over. Game over. 100%? This is game over. Okay, I've got one more. I think I'm gonna take one more shot. Really? And, hold on. How long is this stuff gonna last for our escape here? Negative 10 escape lasts for one more turn. Target lock lasts for one more turn. Void contortion, however, lasts for 2 more turns. And he hit me with elusive barrage, which lasts for 2 more turns. So I have to survive, I think, 2 more turns total. I think we keep trying to run. Oh, this is bad news, Bears. And my man has sharp steering? Come on. Oh, everything is damaged? Of course everything is damaged. Why wouldn't absolutely everything be damaged? Their last chance. Done for. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So this is pretty bad. Part done. All right, so I really enjoyed this playthrough. I think the next one I'm going to be doing in this game is going to be a captain who is very involved in the combat and built for the combat, and I think we'll work on the rest of the traits after that. So we'll start with a smaller ship. But I think I'm gonna get that started just so I can show everybody the Dextros. Yeah, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. You're right, it is the perfect time to join because it's a fresh start. And it's been a while. Glad you're here. Okay, so we've got some pre-made templates over here. You can't, I'll scroll them down. So we have Corsair, Nomad, Tracker, Traveler. I'm just finished playing The Merchant of Space Venice. And we have Bill Paxton, who, if you can imagine, is an alien hunter. So given what we just played, we're going to start a brand new template and kind of talk through the whole thing. So the way you prioritize these abilities at the left, I'm going to have to turn off my camera here. I'll move it. That works out perfectly. So the way that you prioritize these ship contacts, etc., this really determines how many, like how heavily weighted they are. So if you want a character, for instance, that starts at level 6, you prioritize experience. If you don't care, right, then you can drop your experience way down. And now that I'm thinking about it, for my merchant playthrough, I should have put experience right at the bottom. And because you gain merchant skill, whatever, like your guy's gonna level up his merchant level, I really think experience is meant for the harder difficulties in priority for building combat characters, which is what we're gonna do now, because kind of looking for combat is a very fun way to play things. And now, so we'll put experience first, and then we will put attributes second, and skills, and then ship, so we don't have to get a puddle jumper. And I don't know what we're gonna call. Oh, okay, hold on. We have to click into these now. Okay, so experience. Oh boy, gotta move my head again. So now we need to pick a class. Gains +10 boarding, +10 accuracy, and +5 range change in ship combat. Okay, so pirate sounds pretty awesome. There's a lot that are locked right now. Wing command. I really, really would love this. Starting profession requires the Xeno Slayer unlock. So wing commander, +10 boarding, +10 accuracy, +5 range change in ship combat. 2 resilience plus all enemy captains and blockade or ship encounter. So I would love to just play a wing commando. I don't know if anybody ever saw the movie Wing Commander with, oh my god, Freddie Prinze Jr. Only movie I've ever walked out on in a theater. And I need to go back and revisit that as an adult. But we're going to play pirate with this guy. I think that's, hold on, what's bounty hunter look like? No, we're going to play pirate. We're going to make a proper pirate, though. Captain starts as a level 6 pirate. Officers start at level 3. That's fine. Totally fine. Okay. Now, attributes. Wait, hold on. Yeah, let's do it. No, forget it. Measure your physical power. Heavy ranged and melee attack accuracy is a factor. But what were the Well, we're kind of the gunnery. It doesn't really give him a weapon, eh? Okay. Attributes. Melee accuracy. So do we make him a pirate with a sword? He'll get destroyed as a frontline swordsman, though, for context. A pistol and a sword. Okay, so we can't do that. So pirates are... This is a resistance to damage. But pirates are notoriously charismatic, right? We'll keep his charisma at 24. Everything else is good. Strength, quickness, fortitude. I even say we drop strength by 2, and we drop quickness by 2, and we increase fortitude by 4, because I feel like pirates are going to be physically tough just from getting beat all the time. Living a rough life, you know? Living a rough life. Save. Okay, so we've done experience. Now let's set up our attribute points. Wait. We've done attribute points. Oh, I've only spent 36 of them. Ooh, what do we think? More charisma or more wisdom? Crew combat initiative. Yeah. We'll go to wisdom. Measure of your mental toughness is used to determine a character's chance to survive a fatal blow. Yeah. Hey, you know what? 20, 20, 16, 17, 18. There we go. I think that's a pirate's pretty well balanced. The only true democracy in outer space, right? The pirate ship. Skills. So I think we need blades and pistols. That's how I feel. Oh, or evasion. Intimidate. It's got to be kind of half the skill, you know? And pistols. Pistols, blades, and intimidation. Because he's a pirate. Now, for our pirate ship. We have a budget of 200,000. We are very limited in our choices. We can get the scout cutter or the juror, the agility in action, or the small-sized generalist. Okay, I'm leaning towards the scout cutter. We're a pirate ship. Cramped and uncomfortable for her starting crew of 18. This is where I think we now, what's the juror look like? It's a whole 1,000 more kilograms. Design has been in use for centuries. Originally designed for long-range scouting, armed with Hellfire torpedoes. The juror class is a generalist. Okay, so let's compare the two. We have armor 51, shield 29, cargo 25. And speed and agility is 24. But here we have speed and agility 27. Ooh. Now max officers is 3 here, which is no good. So we need this right here. And we have the ability to launch a craft, it seems. Max craft 1. Which we might want to get involved with. Okay, so we're going to take the juror, which will also give us... Out of our $200,000 budget, we will receive 20% of any remaining budget as a starting bonus. What's that leave us with? 40K? 10% is 4,000, 20% is 8,000. Okay, so we get an extra 8,000 credits right at the beginning as well. Now, we get 1 starting contact as a pirate. So I think maybe we should, like, maybe our only contact is a pirate. Or what do we think? What are our options here? We have smuggler. We have salvage broker. Retired explorer. Prince. Princes and pirates. Military commander and pirates. Ooh, I say well, we get a prince, I think, right out of the gate, right? What kind of military recruits do we get from these people? Because we're going to be doing a lot of sort of assault. Shock trooper. I like the idea of having shock troopers. They're decent. They're very good. Okay, so we're going to call this Jacques Sparrow. If you don't think that's funny, you've never been to Quebec. He had longish hair, eh? Ooh. That's pretty piratey. And we'll get his hat. Don't you worry. We'll get his hat. Ooh. Even better. Ooh, that's pretty dark and piratey. We'll go with that. We're going to leave it on hard difficulty, and we're going to change our faction here. Prices are negotiable through strength, peace. No one owns secrets. Known for using spycraft. Neato. Nobility is earned. Oldest of the great houses. Steel Song, military, assassins and mercenaries. Ooh, the Blood Badge bestows great prestige. Steel Song Starports grant a 1% discount per grade of edict on component upgrade. That is a mouthful. Maklamune, trade unites us all. Superiority in flight. Clan Zenrin, we are all memories. Stoic and thoughtful. Honestly, I think we go Steel Song. They seem closest aligned to piracy. And did I spell it that way before? I hope so. Okay, the Arbiter is waiting. We plan to take her to the Fane Court. Otherwise, we should move on. Yeah, you know what? We are going to... No, we're gonna do it. We're gonna get involved in the Fane Court thing. Captain knows the ship doesn't float right. So I'm just gonna burn through this instead of rereading all of it. Let's just check out our captain. We have to give him a hat and level him up quickly. So pirate adds 4 piracy, 2 gunnery, 2 intimidate. Cool. We'll go up to level 5 pirate. And then we're gonna take bodyguard because it gives pistols and blades and evasion and tactics, which is insane. And that will allow me to equip Fires blade skill. I have the blade skill. Ooh, wait. If I equip a pistol here, I can equip a blade. Oh, look it. Yarr. I've never done this before. I have no idea what's happening. Visually, he needs a pirate hat. That is perfect. And an armband that says, I'm a pirate. Yarr. I don't know, maybe his uniform needs to be a little more ostentatious. What do you think? Looks like he's about to sit down and play piano for everybody in the room. Kind of piratey. Pirate-esque. That's like, I was in the military once, but now I'm a pirate. Robo-pirate. I'm a spice trading pirate. Oh, that is pretty piratey. He needs a patch. Perfect. Okay, talents. Low blow. In crew combat, crippling blade attack. Successful hit causes 25% stun, 15 armor piercing, 10%, negative 10% critical chance for 3 turns. Automatically passes a failed tactics test. Protective instincts. Buff yourself with +3 initiative, 10 melee defense, 10 range defense. That's dope. What else do we have here? I'm not a level 5 bodyguard. I'm a level 5 pirate. Give me the pirate stuff. What do we get from level 5 pirate? Frighten non-violent merchants into turning over their cargo in return for a promise of being unharmed. Infamous presence, increased rewards. Swooping marauder buffs launched friendly craft with +30 boarding. Infamous presence during a blockade of a system. Do a barrel roll. Buff ship with negative 20% standard damage, negative 30 plus 10 escape. Oh, that's for going in. Acrobatic dive. 15 range change. When attempting to access a black market, re-roll a risk card. New lootable cargo is added. Oh my gosh, pirates have really cool skills. Saves a life during ship combat. Spy. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm going to go with some pirate stats here. This is insane. I had no idea pirates were this cool. Frightening non-merchants or non-violent merchants. So let's try terrifying extortion for 1. And then we're going to do acrobatic dive, which is for closing the distance with enemy vessels. That's insane. And then for our doctor and stuff like that, we're just going to, you know what? I think everybody is going to be a little bit of a pirate. I think that's going to be our common thread. And I'm going to give everybody a pirate skill to help kind of with this. Place a risk card with a merchant card. Perfect. So I've never done this before. I've never really dove deep into manipulating all of my crew's abilities to assist with piracy. But here we are. And so did I accidentally make this guy a level 2 pirate? I think I might have. No, okay, he's level 2 doctor and a level 1 pirate. Okay. Quartermaster is level 1 and is also pirate level 1. And quartermaster level 2. Awesome. This is going to work out awesome. I'm going to focus everybody's stats towards assaulting and boarding the enemy. We're on we're in Steel Song. Nice. And we need new crew. We have Jigsaw Raymond's here, the prince. So hopefully I can hire I cannot hire I have 0 influence. Maybe I can get some missions out of this guy. There and back. Accept. There and back. Can't do it. So I'm actually gonna avoid the Arbiter on this pirate playthrough, and I think all I'm going to do is focus on in-system piracy, you know, move from system to system and try and get aboard the enemy ship as quickly as humanly possible. My priority, however, needs to be getting better equipment, which means a better weapons locker, as soon as I can. Here we can find true warriors at the luxury capital. Oh, it's this girl. I'll do her missions, actually. I know I said I wouldn't, but they pay so well. I can't think of any other. I cannot think of a better way to get the money you need early game to upgrade your vessel. I honestly don't know any other way. This system, this is close. Get ball, we all have important work to do. Yar. That's awesome. Failed doctor test. Okay. So, just arrived. Turned in a mission. Got 12.4K. We have 25. So the problem is that, you know, 12,000 seems like a lot of money. But I'm only playing on hard, and there's 2 more difficulties past this. So I think, you know, what would really improve this game would be a slightly more incremental difficulty rating. Basically, everything I've seen from impossible, brutal, hard. Once you're in a permadeath sort of difficulty setting, any fights with enemy vessels, unless your weapons are significantly better and your ship is significantly better, you lose every time. Your only real route is running away. Or closing with the enemy. I want one crew, but... over here. Shock trooper. But I can't. Ooh, I can. Convinced as the trait hates. Ooh, I just learned a trait. Has 2 traits. Jigsaw Raymonds hates the Zenrin. So that's another really cool thing. Every contact you get has traits. And so do crew members. And you can learn their traits and they get those bonuses. Or you can learn something about your crew members so you can do something better with their positioning. Okay, so we have Warren Abeen, the Shock Trooper. First of all, let's make him look like Shock Trooper in our Shock Trooper blue. Warren Abeen. Train his talent, his first talent. Rapid Bandage. Rapid Bandage is pretty cool and all. I kind of like the idea of a deep strike grenade. And what do we have for cargo here to buy? Now, we don't have a huge cargo hold, but every little bit helps. This is just where you start getting into buying the more expensive items to try and get the most bang for your buck. My people are true warriors. By the blade, we live and die. Thank you, Matthias. It looks like they've rolled out the red carpet for you, Arbiter. I think that's for Callaghan, but it has the effect. Still, yours is a face to warm, tired eyes. Okay, we're going to skip all through this. Blah, 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 blah. We gained moderate experience. We gained +5 rep with Steel Song, +10 rep with Prince Callaghan Fane. Binky Cossack, one of my crew, and off they go. Bakarjanegzn. The prince seems very intent on Arbiter Brockstrom's assistance. Captain, the prince's starboard commander has paid us our 10,000 as promised, and a 2,000 bonus to boot. I really like that my first officer here is dressed like a first officer. Hold up, one. Fane stuck around. One Fane has stuck around. Pleasure to meet you, Prince's sister, brother's warmest welcome. How does your brother know Arbiter Brockstrom? Callaghan, Great House, Estelle, Champion, Causes, Unionists, Callaghan, Dispensable Ally, Family's Power, blah, blah. I've already read all this about 87 times. So I'm trying to hit you with highlight words. What is the legal case that Brockstrom has come to observe? The bombing of Highwind Military Orbital. So that's the facility that they think his daughter, Valencia, is responsible for. She destroyed the facility. She's blaming it on her crew members. And then what becomes a mission to investigate it, which I will take on with this guy, or I may just work clean for Prince Callaghan without any of the added, you know, boring sort of investigative stuff. Let's just talk to him. Let's just get this out of the way. Skip all. Vendetta. People want to kill his daughter because she blew up a thing, so they think. Port mission offered. Arbiter. She gets, it's the quickest and easiest 34,000 you get early game. And you also, Dark Cluster. What? 15 AU. Ooh, I'll just get that 8,000 quickly. Oh, nope. No passenger cabins available. Not to worry. If we end up at an enemy planet. Okay, so yeah, this is awesome. It's always these two factions that hate each other, the Cadar and the Steel Song. The void be praised. Garden world with dense atmosphere. I'd like to blockade this planet, though, as soon as we hit this mission. I'm going to give her a light escort. And keep to the letter of the contract. Days have passed. The Arbiter spent most of the time in closed-door meetings with Judge Wellen and the Princess. She's been tight-lipped. Yar. We knew she would be strict about this. It's a matter of Shaloon law. In the end, the entire proceedings dragged on for a week. Luckily, we're being well paid for our time. This game actually makes me... It really relates to my mind, like kind of a Dune-style universe. Like there's these, you know, intergalactic arbiters of justice, you know, that arbitrate big matters of state on behalf of the galactic something. I feel like there's some sort of galactic empire here made up of houses and corporations and syndicates. So basically they're saying that Callaghan Fane's daughter is extremely... I failed. Is extremely, guilty. They're just guilty. Callaghan Fane, the whole Fane cohort, and his daughter are guilty of everything they've been accused of. Yar, pirate. So as soon as these officers get abilities, that's when I'm going to be able to choose, kind of hand-pick their pirate abilities that are going to help us the most to become pirates. Or be efficient pirates, I should say. I'm actually going to try to blockade this. Oh. What's this do? During a blockade, replace a risk card with a merchant card. What would I not want to have happen? The unexpected ship? Or a distress signal? You know what? Let's just... These are all negative, though. Every last one of them is negative. Let's get rid of damage to crew. I mean, not what we were looking for, but we're gonna put our combat ability to the test immediately. That's what we want. And we're gonna hit him with everything we've got. And try and get in there. Oof. Closing. You'll never get away from me, chum. Gonna hit him now with an elusive barrage. So it prevents pursuit. Gives him negative 15 range change. So while it prevents pursuit, it also prevents escape. Which is what we need. Oh, I don't know if I clicked move forward, did I? Oh, he moved towards me! Oh, he failed close range. Son of a gun. We'll use those things and this thing. I wish I had somebody to actually purge damage from my ship. The ability to purge modifiers from your vessel is very important. Now, here's the thing, right? So even though I get to board him, I have to kill every member of his crew. And I don't have that many fighting crew members. And he might have more crew than me. His ship looks way more advanced. Oh, closed range. We're at 2. We're at 2. We're almost there. We're just gonna keep charging and shooting here. This is kind of the pirate way, I guess. Like, I don't really know. Oh, he failed. He succeeded. I failed to close range. I have to chase him. Now, all we have left here is chasing. Before he destroys us. He's probably going to kill us. But that's fine. I'll have to rework the... Okay. No, don't have to rework anything. Not dead. Not dead. Everybody's super sad, damaged, dangerously low health, unpredictably low morale. This is not great. If I go to one of these planets, I'm going to go to this place. Upside, this ship has extreme range. It's probably because something's destroyed. And whenever a crew member drops below 35 morale. Not good. Not good. So both Quartermaster and Zealot jobs have talents that outright prevent desertion in exchange for a small pay raise. An officer with magnetic trait can prevent desertions as well. So this is good information. You can set up your crew to help prevent desertions, which the longer crew member serves on the ship, the less likely they are to desert. Finally, we could consider landing in less appealing faction holdings to reduce desertions. If we land in a crew member's home faction, they are most likely to choose to leave. Landing in a different faction holding or at an indie zone helps keep them aboard. My officers are loyal and will never desert. Yeah. So anyways, Malphite Edgem left and did not return. We had a deserter, and we need 7 crew members because a bunch of people died in that last shootout. And it's going to be extremely expensive to fix the ship, cheer everybody up, and pay everybody. So we went from 35,000 to 6,500 credits, and that's why this game is amazing. Thankfully, crew do not cost a lot of money, any money. You just hire them. They're just super happy to be invited on board a spaceship so they can live eternally. Taking a pirate. We just took bodyguard to get blades, pistols, and evasion and tactics so that I could use 2 weapons. Although we were unable to fight just now, which kind of sucks. I kind of want to see these things in action. Anyways, we're right at the 2-hour mark, which is perfect. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. I hope I did a good job of explaining some of the nuance of this game and giving a good overview of how everything works. If you've never tried Startraders Frontiers, I highly recommend it. The only thing that would make this game better is if I could play it with a controller. Anyways, thanks everybody for hanging out. Take it easy.